Tonight, 2 women and a baby in hospital with life-threatening injuries after a Southside stabbing. Hundreds of coal millers' schoolmates pay tribute as Angus Simmons over the coward punch tragedy. Homes flooded and residents evacuated as record rain drenches the Newcastle region. And a president in tears as he struggles to prevent more American gun massacres.
This is 10 Eyewitness News, first at 5, with Lachlan Kennedy.
Good evening. 2 women and a baby are clinging to life after a stabbing frenzy in Brisbane's south. A man has also been seriously injured and arrested by police at the scene. For the latest now, let's go to Christina Costalis in the newsroom. Christina, take us through what's happened.
Lachlan, when police arrived at the Parkinson address, they were confronted with horrific scenes. A baby and 2 women with life-threatening injuries and a man also seriously injured, all suffering stab wounds from a violent attack. They managed to apprehend a suspect at the scene. All 4 people were taken to hospital in a serious condition. Officers say they will visit them in hospital soon in a bid to work out what exactly unfolded there this afternoon. Lachlan?
Yeah, terrible story. Christina Costalis, thank you very much. Anger over the coal miller coward punch tragedy continues to ripple through the community. Hundreds of his schoolmates have paid tribute at the makeshift shrine close to where the teen was attacked. Thousands more are expected to attend a public rally on Monday. Pippa Sheehan has the latest. Domestic violence support agencies say they're disturbed by a huge spike in the number of cries for help in just the first few days of this year. Thousands have sought help, but it's unclear whether this is because of better public awareness. And anyone needing help in times of crisis can ring DV Connect on 1800 811 811. A tearful President Obama has delivered an emotional speech on gun control. He's vowing to take on America's powerful gun lobby and bypass Congress to introduce tougher laws. Adam Todd reports.
Every time I think about those kids, it gets me mad.
Still to come, a Gold Coast teenager has survived a suspected snake bite in her bedroom thanks to her mum's quick action. That story's just ahead. Also coming up, the RSPCA's passionate plea as abandoned pets reach record levels. Plus, a top traffic cop sparks outrage after suggesting older drivers get off the road. And Jared Hayne returns home after chasing his American dream.
Good afternoon. With the floorboards online.com.au, traffic helicopter just arrived on scene to an accident, Eaton's Crossing Road through Warner. Not sure exactly what's involved here, but several cars, several police. Looks like no lanes blocked here, but delays getting through, of course, with Rubberneckers. It's between Paddy Road and Mayflower Street as well. We've been told of some large cardboard pieces, Tedsmount Bridge through Clontarf, apparently around Elizabeth Avenue, and then Gateway northbound through Nudgee is pretty solid. Lachlan as well. Southbound M1 through 8 Mile Plains as well. Update you very shortly. It's back to you.
Thanks, Jace. Appreciate it. Millions of dollars have already changed hands on the Gold Coast at Australia's biggest horse auctions. The annual Magic Millions sales attract buyers from around the world as trainers vie for the country's best thoroughbreds. The top sale today went to a bay colt from Victoria, which was sold for $800,000. Medical researchers have made major advances in tackling both skin and pancreatic cancer. Full details are coming up next. Also, more on the story of the Pakistani student whose dying wish was to see his family. And an unguarded Prince William caught using some very colourful language. Welcome back to 10 Eyewitness News. A student whose dying wish was to have his family from Pakistan with him at the end has lost his battle with skin cancer. Hassan Asif's mother and brother were by his side when he died at a Melbourne hospice. The 25-year-old's plight touched hearts around the nation after the Department of Immigration initially rejected his family's application for a visa. A funeral will be held for Hassan tomorrow. Prince William has used some blunt language while talking about his father's often incomprehensible letters. Appearing in a documentary with his brother Harry, the Duke of Cambridge explained how Prince Charles' letters were notoriously difficult to read. The word that they actually beeped out was bollocking. Naughty Prince. Prince William says his father doesn't do modern technology. Well, it's time for an early check at the weather, and Josh, the temperature's certainly warmed up today.
That's right, Lachlan. Summer is back where it should be, right here in southeast Queensland. In fact, temperatures today are around about 10 degrees warmer than what we did experience yesterday. So let's check out some of those temperatures on screen. Brisbane hitting around 32 degrees today, the same mark in Redcliffe, and 25 degrees in Toowoomba. Plenty of blue sky action and sunshine for southeast Queensland today, faring a little bit better than those in New South Wales. All the weather details, though, Lachlan, coming up 5 to 6.
Josh, thank you very much. A terrified passenger has filmed his plane taking off with the door still partly open. We'll have that story after the break. Also, Chairman Mao still turning heads in China. And how New York's music scene is going to the dogs.
In 2015, you can keep man buns and selfie sticks. The project predicts what awesome trends await us in 2016. That's 6:30 tonight on 10.
Monday, Studio 10 is with the world's biggest celebrities at the Golden Globes.
I'm dripping with sweat. This isn't even weather in England.
Our unmatchable multi-camera coverage brings you all the fashion and red carpet moments. Join Angela Bishop at the Golden Globes, 8:30 Monday on Studio 10.
Hello again for the floorboards on lines.com.au traffic helicopter. We just had a look for an incident through Boondall for Muller Road. Couldn't find anything there, but headed over to the Gateway and happy to report conditions are great through here. It started out busy at the start of peak, but is a great run northbound through Nudgee. You'll also find a breakdown heading across the Tedsmouth Bridge. This is Brisbane bound. Stuck in that left-hand lane there, you can see going nowhere. Halfway across the bridge, but not causing any delays there. So good news. Looks like northbound's carrying a bit more traffic than that southbound run, Lachlan. Everything else is okay. Have a good night. It's now back to you.
Jace, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you. The bodies of at least 34 asylum seekers have been recovered from the Turkish coast. Their boats capsized as they tried to reach the Greek island of Lesbos. Several of the victims were children. It's believed they came from Syria, Iraq and Algeria. A huge 37-metre high golden statue of Mao Zedong has been erected in rural China. Local businessmen and villagers paid for it, even though Chairman Mao's policies once brought the Great Famine disaster to the region, claiming millions of lives. Performance artist Laurie Anderson has given a concert especially for dogs in New York's Times Square. The pooches were given priority seating next to the speakers so they could hear the special low decibel compositions. From all reports, the performance was a howling success. Very good. Well, the Brisbane Heat, they do face a must-win game this week. Veronica Eggleton is here with the details.
Thanks, Lachlan. Dan Vittori says they'll look to their informed captain to help save their season. We'll have more next. Plus, Bernard Tomic is our last Aussie standing as Sam Stosur crashes out of the Brisbane International again. And look who's home. What's next for Jared Hayne?
Farmer's bold new gun control plan. Will it work? Find out at 6:30.
Welcome back. He's the last Aussie remaining in the singles, and tonight Bernard Tomic will play Radak Stepanak for a spot in the Brisbane International quarterfinals. Across the country, doubts around Serena Williams' Australian Open defence after she retired hurt at the Hopman Cup. Trent Dan reports. He's been Brisbane's super sub, but Enrique could find himself starting this week when the Roar travel across the Tasman to take on Wellington. A victory this Sunday would equal a club record of 5 straight wins. Indian teenager Pranav Dunawade has stunned the cricket world by scoring more than 1,000 runs in one innings. Lachlan certainly redefines what it means to score a ton.
It does. I've done the maths. A strike rate of 312. Not bad.
Not
Maybe
too
you can
shabby
come
at
play
all.
for the Heat, maybe. Veronica, thank you very much. Well, are the sunny skies here to stay? Josh has the answer straight after the break.
Tonight, how old is too old to be driving on the road? One top cop's had his say, and if you're over 70, you are not going to like it. We'll see you at 6:30.
It's weather time now, Josh. A beautiful day in Brisbane. Will these sunny skies last?
It's the question on everyone's lips, especially after that beautiful day across southeast Queensland today. The good news is just a possible shower over the next couple of days. Essentially, it should be dry. We'll get to that extended forecast in just a few moments' time. Firstly, back down to the Goldie, where today we hit top temps of 29 degrees. Still looking very nice outside this evening. We're sitting on 23. Having a look at the satellite picture in and across parts of Australia, Queensland virtually clear today, although all the action has been a little bit further south. Now, as I mentioned last night, we had that upper level trough moving across New South Wales, that colder air in the upper levels of the atmosphere. As that pushed off the coast last night, we had a lot of air rushing up from the surface. The pressure dropped at the surface and an east coast low formed up. As a result, you can see the extensive cloud cover, and we have certainly seen some very heavy rain. Let's have a look at some of the action over the past few hours. In fact, Nobby's Beach in Newcastle has just experienced its wettest three-day period on record for January, so a very significant weather event. We've still got major flooding across parts of the Hunter region in New South Wales tonight. Moving a little bit further north though, you can see Queensland tomorrow virtually clear. The good news for New South Wales, this low pressure system will move away from the New South Wales coast and also weaken. A broad area of high pressure remains over the southern part of the continent. Having a look at the rainfall across Queensland, it'll be hard to come by tomorrow. We'd love to see a little bit more through our inland centres, but it will remain dry for those parts tomorrow. Having a look a little bit further east though, we've got the slight chance of a shower in and around areas of the southern border ranges. Slight chance of a thunderstorm as well, but I think essentially it will be dry for the best part of Thursday across most areas. Moving into our capital cities for tomorrow, and we've seen some hot weather in Perth. It is set to continue. 39 degrees for Thursday afternoon. Adelaide looking at tops of 30. A little bit cooler in Melbourne with a top of 23. A beautiful day in Sydney for the last day of the test match, although it doesn't really matter now. Brisbane looking at the odd shower there, and 36 degrees through the red centre, Alice Springs. For Queensland, just a slight to medium chance of showers near the coast south of around about Yeppoon tomorrow, into the southeast inland, and the very slight chance of some storms over the southern border ranges, but they'll be very hit and miss indeed. For the southeast, just the medium chance of showers, the chance of a thunderstorm in the southwest in the afternoon and evening. On the bay tomorrow, we've got southeasterly winds, 15 to 20 knots. The seas, though, between 1 and 2 metres tomorrow. So looking a little bit bumpy out on the bay. A bit of care needs to be taken. Brisbane City, we're looking at a possible shower tomorrow, but as I mentioned earlier, it should be virtually dry. A nice day on Saturday, tops of 30 degrees, rounding out the weekend, hitting the same mark on Sunday afternoon. Lachlan?
Looking very nice. Josh, thank you. And that is 10 Eyewitness News for this Wednesday evening. Thanks for your company. We hope to see you tomorrow at 5 o'clock. Good night.